Hello, Pallab Chatterjee here at RSA 2019, and we're covering some of the new advanced technologies that are going on in security for endpoint, enterprise, and everything in between. And joining us today is Stu, and he's going to introduce himself and tell us about what his company's doing and what their big highlight for RSA 2019 is.
All right. My name is Stu Showerman. I'm founder and CEO of knowbe4. What we do is what we call new school security awareness training. And that is, we train your employees to make smarter security decisions.
So by smarter security decisions, I'm assuming that means well beyond don't fall for a phishing attack.
Yes. We have a platform that allows you to train your users first with a baseline phishing test. Then you get online, on-demand, engaging, interactive awareness training. And then you can send simulated phishing attacks every month so that they stay on their toes with security top of mind.
So in those training environments, is it just on desktop, just on mobile, or is it cross-platform? Because the UI and the way that the phishing attacks look are kind of different on the different platforms.
Yes, all our modules are based for desktop and mobile friendly, so you can watch them on both.
So one of the challenges with corporate training is how do you know that people watched it and actually learned?
Yes.
So is there scoring and gamification and other things involved, or is it just here's the information?
No, good question, and yes, we have gamification in the end user UI. They get badges, there's leaderboards, so they get incented to actually do the training modules. We monitor the training modules in the sense of did they actually go through the whole thing, and then you get reporting with this particular user. They started out with a phish-prone percentage of maybe 25, and over time it goes down to 2%. So we provide that monitoring on a per user, group, and the whole organizational level.
One of the places that's been a new area of attack that a lot of people have been talking about are people in the mission critical and the industrial automation.
Yep.
Because that marketplace has been dominated by process control.
Yep.
Rather than IT control. Is your training applicable to help bring that group of people to be familiar with security tactics?
Yes, simply because anybody who runs mission critical or infrastructure type, power, water, even financials that we really feel are also critical, infrastructure, they get very high quality spear phishing attacks, and they really need to be trained to catch the red flags more than anybody else, because who wants to be out of power?
So in that environment, does it also teach people to recognize if there's attacks going to the machine-to-machine devices and some of the automation that's in place to say, well, I learned this part and got past it, but now what is this doing next? Or is it more just the active query part?
We are focusing on the end user. We make the end user really smart so that they don't fall for hacking attacks. It's essentially another layer that sits on top of your existing call them intrusion detection, intrusion prevention layers in your network. So this is your human firewall that really is your last line of defense, and the other layers, of course, need to be there too.
So, cool. Do you customize this for different companies to follow their policies and procedures, or is it more generalized, this is what's going on with phishing attacks? Or like as you mentioned, the utilities get very targeted spear phishing attacks, so their attack vectors may look different than, say, an automotive industry.
Yeah, very good question. We have we call it the mod store. This is a library of over 800 different items that you can choose from. There are micro modules of 30 seconds, and 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. So you can identify which one is the best learning moment for that particular end user.